building.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay. So Morris Media Live.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
If y'all don't already know, we had a slight snafu, but
A little
we are
technical
back, y'all.
difficulty.
This
We're
is
back.
You Got 15 Minutes.
Ooh.
I'm Jay Green.
I'm G.
And we got
And it's your-
JP here, but not here.
Of
But
course.
he's here in spirit, of course. We got Dr. Perry J in the building. He's here, y'all.
And we
I'm
also
here.
have a very, very, very special guest. Clearly, you guys see there's some seat changes. You see the face sitting next to me that looks almost like me, but not like me, but almost exactly like me. Y'all don't know how amazing this is.
Once in a lifetime.
To have her in the studio is just never thought this would happen.
Never.
Either.
It
We
is-
talked about this,
We
though.
did talk about it, but
We
we,
were like-
didn't think it was going to happen. We thought she was going to say no, and she did us this amazing honor of being here with
Right.
us. I don't even have words to talk about how excited I am, so I'm just going to go ahead and give it to you guys. This is my grandmother, the matriarch of my family, the one, the only, the original Mrs. Jackson. This is Miss Linda Jackson in the building, everybody. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Welcome to You Got 15 Minutes.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
welcome.
Right,
Thank
we're
you.
so happy to have you here. I know, and JP, you know, he already said he was sorry he couldn't be here too, but I know he wishes he was here to experience that and meet you in person and everything. Because
Maybe
we
sometime.
both known him for a very long time
Yeah.
too, so you know we like to get into each other's families, and you know when we can.
His
so.
dad has been here
Yeah.
multiple times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his dad's been here.
His
a few
dad's
times.
been on the show. One person we haven't got is anybody.
I
No,
know.
we had Zakaya. We had
Yep,
your
we
cousin.
did. We had my cousin.
Yeah, we had her cousin on. So,
I know.
we try to incorporate the family into the show.
Right,
I'm
I
sure
wonder if I
Misty's
could get
gonna
my
call.
daddy.
That'll be interesting.
I wouldn't even know what to say.
I
I'd
wouldn't
be
either.
like,
I'd be scared.
Um,
Because her dad is just
my dad is everybody's
school
daddy. He's
daddy.
like
That's good.
everyone's father, but I'd be like, or he would either embarrass me and I'd be ready to get up, and I'd be
That's
like,
always
oh no,
sometimes they got embarrassed.
he just told a dad dirty joke,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, oh no, I'm all right, I'm gonna head out. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if I could dip my toe in that water or
Right.
what, because I'm like,
the show vibe would definitely change. I'd be like,
But that's the fun of it, isn't it?
I
It
know,
would,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's why I tell him, like, it's a once in a lifetime chance, because my dad, he just turned 80, so it's like he has so much knowledge on like so much different stuff. So
Yeah.
like I know like that would be a once in a lifetime chance, but that's why we're so happy to have you here
And I'm
with
happy
us.
to be
So
here.
we are definitely, because it was like, oh, it's like it's only right.
it was a
We have to.
no-brainer for me. It was like, she's here. It's the Wednesday. We're having the show. We just like to talk and have conversation anyway. And, I'm a fan of unpopular opinions. She's my unpopular opinion partner. It's only fair that it's only right that we talk about some things. Get into the shenanigans.
Exactly.
Because this is the granny
And-
with all the shenanigans. You guys just
And,
don't know it yet.
and I'm very
So don't let
intrigued
that
to
pretty little
learn.
Right.
She got some
Like from a
things
different
to say.
perspective. I love learning from like different perspectives, and I always like to say, and when I was a younger kid, I grew up around like my uncles, my aunties, but then like when she said her grandma was coming, first thing came to my mind: wisdom, learn, knowledge. Let's go. I'm ready for it
Yes.
to make it happen.
Exactly.
That's a big part
Yeah.
of it. You
Exactly.
can encapsulate it with communication. That's what it's all about. You know?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Especially with everything that's going on in the world, everything that's just changing, everything that just is not what we're used to, which is completely different than what you're used to. Because you've seen things that we can't even. We're like, what? And
Right.
then
And
it's
then you've seen things that I haven't.
I know.
That's,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I say communication is so important. You know. just if nothing else, some kind of understanding.
Definitely.
If we could expand that idea throughout politics and everything else.
Yeah.
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 And
Make
it's
the-
always good to hear other people's point of views that potentially see things completely different than you, but aren't necessarily trying to have conflict with you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I feel like when you're too young, sometimes you try to talk to maybe your grandparents or your elders, and at that point you're just like so not in the right space to receive what your elders are trying to give you.
That's true.
And
Right.
it's just like, I want to ask for advice, but you're going to tell me something that I don't want to hear. And I
Yeah.
know that already. So it's just going to become an argument when really you should just sit there and listen because you
Right.
asked for the help. You asked for the information, you know? And so when you get a little bit older and you realize that it's knowledge, it's not always chastising,
Yeah.
it's not always
That's
what you're
true.
doing
Yeah.
wrong, it's really just, let me give you these pointers.
Yeah.
Let me, help you out. Maybe you're going to take
That's
it,
the
maybe you're not.
intention, yeah.
But you shouldn't be
Yeah.
mad that, somebody
Yeah.
wants to help you along the way. But it's a hard pill to swallow sometimes when your pride is,
That's true.
and when you're young, your pride is just
Right,
raw.
your
It's
chest is
just
puffed
Pride is
out.
through the
You
roof.
know
And
everything.
expectations
Yeah.
are different.
Right.
too,
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. So that's why we're ready to get into some things, talk some mess, talk some real stuff, get some questions answered, get, I don't know, just like I said, knowledge.
Right?
Hello.
About everything.
Stay woke.
From A to Z.
So, especially since you've been gone out of California for a
Yes.
long time. You've
For
been in Georgia.
22 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm sure when you came, every time you probably come to visit us, like, whoa.
No,
Little
yeah,
bit.
and the changes and something. It was almost 40 years they lived here. So just to see and observe what's going on. I never thought I'd be lost in L.A. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Right.
I didn't know what's SoFi. Because it didn't even exist when
Yeah.
I was here.
Yeah.
You know, places like Mavericks Flat, people know
Closed.
what I'm talking about. Crenshaw
Hey.
Boulevard, that was where
That's
we
right
went.
down the street.
Yeah, is it still there?
No, it closed,
Oh.
but the building is still there.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
building-
Yeah,
still
that
there.
was one of the in places.
Yeah.
Like I said, differences. But along with differences, similarities.
Yeah.
You know,
What were the other
You
in
gotta-
places around
no.
the city?
She's I'm not giving them my spot.
Huh,
So
right?
people can look back and remember me doing something I shouldn't have been doing.
Oh, that was her.
She was
from
like, that was you drunk
Bubba.
sliding down the wall.
That was you. I remember.
No. You mean different clubs and things?
Yeah,
just
like
some
just
places.
different
There
places
was
in
a
LA.
place, Pied Piper.
Where was that? Do you remember where that was?
What area
right
was
close
it
to
in?
Vernon and Crenshaw.
Okay.
And
And it was called the Pied Piper?
Flying
Yes.
Fox.
Flying Fox.
It was behind, off of Crenshaw, behind May Company.
Okay.
Oh,
Over by the
Flying
mall.
Fox,
Uh-huh.
yeah. See, they didn't have a mall.
Right. I was gonna say there was no mall back then. I was like, there definitely wasn't a mall back then. It was just Make Company. That's it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the
That
living
is
room.
so. And I thought about
Yeah.
it. I was like, that's so. That showed our age. We
It
were
did.
like, but where the mall is at?
Where the mall
Like-
is? And she's like, no.
I was like, oh, she gonna get us. I knew it. Once we said, where the mall is, I was like, oh.
Those kind, and all the other different kinds of activities that, you get into at that age and everything you get
Yeah.
into. Just leave it alone, Jabron.
Well, no, I was gonna ask about food because I started thinking about Johnny Pastrami's. I started thinking
Oh.
about all the old food places.
Yeah, isn't that one of the first things I asked? Where's Johnny Pastrami?
Yeah.
And everything.
Right.
And across the street, again, Adams and Crenshaw was a barbecue place.
Uh-huh.
And there are all kinds
Phillips.
of different chicken places to
That was on Adams and Crenshaw.
It was right there. I
Phillips Barbecue.
There was a
what's the
barbecue
place?
place there. It was very popular. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
And someone made a joke, they'd hate to be born a chicken because there were so many different ways to eat chicken on Crenshaw.
Oh, right.
We
You
used
go
to
down
laugh
Crenshaw,
about
you're
that.
done.
What else? The hospital that they have there now at Crenshaw.
Oh, on the
See
Kaiser.
that? Yeah, that wasn't
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, that's
that's
real
new. Yeah,
that's like within the
new.
last like 2 or 3 years. now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's new,
okay.
new.
Yeah, that's
No
new.
wonder.
Even
We're not
for
even
us.
used to it.
Yeah.
Because it's so
Yeah.
new.
Mm-hmm.
What is something that you like when you get here, like something that you want to eat, like that you don't have in Georgia, that you miss the most?
Authentic Mexican food.
Yes. There we
That
go.
They
is
have,
it.
they attempt it in Georgia, but no.
I hear that
It's
all the
not
time.
California, it's not the
Uh-huh.
real deal and everything.
Everyone says that. That's Mexican food is
Yeah,
just not it in
it's-
the South.
No.
Even in Texas. And I'm like, you guys
Yeah.
have the whole border and you guys don't make good tacos?
But something in food. There are a few good Creole places here. Harold and Bell's used to be very good.
Mm-hmm.
But Georgia pretty much is their soul food. But it surprised me. You know what they don't really have a lot of good is peaches.
Really?
I couldn't believe it.
In
It's
Georgia?
in
That
Georgia.
doesn't even make sense.
What?
Yeah.
They be having peaches everywhere with pride on the pictures,
Yeah.
statues, and this. And,
The Real Housewives.
Yeah.
Right.
Peaches, everything.
But,
Wow.
maybe I haven't looked in the right places. But,
right.
I was
wouldn't be
disappointed because I
surprised.
was really looking forward to the
Yeah.
Georgia peaches,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
I first went there and everything. But again, the differences, the heat. Oh my God, the heat.
Uh-huh.
I've been in 90-degree temperature before. Here, you have a very classy 90-degree temperature.
Yeah, right.
Georgia humidity will kill you.
He's got a nice classy.
Classy 90.
It's the classy
Classy
90.
90 degrees.
90
Not
degrees.
that disrespectful humidity that you guys have in the
Oh,
South.
it's terrible.
Ugh.
So I'm still adjusting to that. And I just don't go outside for 3 months.
Right, stay inside.
Excuse me.
I would not.
I think social attitudes here, excuse me, things occur in Georgia that, and I was asked to leave, that I, without thinking, said we wouldn't have tolerated that in L.A.
Right.
But the black community there's a lot of unity there. I think there's an element of pride there. And because of the location, the general idea or the stereotype of the South, Georgia, specifically Atlanta, is truly the centerpiece of the South and everything.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, some things I can't believe are still going on.
Yeah.
Trump. Anyways, but there's a lot to be proud of because there's a lot of history.
Yeah.
There's a lot of African American history there too. So you gotta appreciate that, and not to say that there isn't here, but people there. A lot of people there are leery of California. If you're
Yeah.
from California, I'll bring their children close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just think there's terrible things going on here.
It
I
is,
think of
though.
California as being much more progressive
Yes.
than
Yeah.
Georgia. And there are things that we wouldn't have tolerated in L.A.
Right.
No,
Period.
you
Yeah.
gonna do away with their children? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So,
that's true.
But like I said, that history and those foundations, it's there. I thought it was beautiful the way children still call you Miss.
Yes.
Jackson.
They're very
Yes.
respectful.
Miss
They have
Linda,
so much
Excuse me, thank
the
you.
Miss Gibran.
May I?
yeah,
Can
and that
I?
type of thing.
Yeah.
So those kind of things are still there, and there's that. It's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
It's great.
Yeah.
And when we've gone to the South, I don't know how to react to people being so nice.
Yeah. I'm
Especially-
always like, oh, wow.
Especially kids or just like men holding the door open. Because California, they'll let that door.
They're
They're trying to fight me to get through the door first.
No, really.
No.
Yeah,
say that.
No, really.
But really though, and it's like no matter what the age range, I feel like especially in Georgia, because I've been to Georgia more than I've been anywhere else. I've always run
little boys,
older men. It doesn't matter. Everybody is a little bit more respectful.
No, the chivalry is
real.
And even in the groceries, well, I've been shopping at the same places for the last 10 or 15 years. And it's always, they call you, and it's a compliment. He says, hi, mama. You know, they'll call you mama and everything. Here comes mama, and everything. And
Right.
those little differences.
Yeah.
It's like there's a sense of belonging
Community.
there. I mean, there's a historical thing.
Yeah.
And of course, there's some here in Los Angeles, but not like Georgia because it's so real.
Yeah.
You know, and all the pros and cons of the South are there. But the progress made is fantastic. You know, it's going to happen one of these days. We'll catch up with LA, and Georgia's going to be tough.
I think so.
I could imagine.
I think so, especially because so many Black people are
Moving out
flocking
there.
there to
Migrating
make money,
right
to
there
buy
to-
homes. I know so many people just on my Facebook that I went to school with that have either done a stint in Georgia and set themselves up and moved elsewhere, or they're there flourishing.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I'm just like,
And there's, some different kinds of challenges and home ownership and everything. But, well, are you familiar with Fulton County, what happened there and how we turned around the Senate?
no.
Yeah. And that doesn't make you very popular with another party in this government.
Gotcha.
But, and it was women that really did that. I shouldn't have said that. I mean, there were a lot of
that's
people
fine.
involved in everything, but the women got together and said, "Oh no," and it's primarily a black county, or rather where we are and everything, and so, but realizing the strength and everything, and leaving that other mentality behind, and it makes some people nervous, But I got high hopes for Georgia.
Yeah, of all the states, the southern, what is that? The Bible Belt.
Southern
of
Belt.
all of them, I have more faith in Georgia than I do any of those other states. Because some of those states, I know there's 7 states that still have indentured servitude as a form of when you have to serve a sentence for like committing a crime. They still have that, and it's going on the ballot this year. And I think Louisiana is one of them.
I'm not surprised.
Well, I think I'm still in shock. Are you aware that in March of this year, lynching was declared against the law? I thought, are you crazy?
That's wild.
Lynching is declared against the law.
That's America, not just Georgia.
Yeah.
But I said, what do you mean it's against the law?
Right.
But to declare it and be consider that a real accomplishment, I thought it was an insult.
It's that,
Right. But that's but imagine like anybody that lynches someone, so that's not a crime. It's like, so you could just do that, but that shows just kind of like little loopholes they want to create.
Oh, yeah.
So you're telling me all this time lynching didn't get added to the list,
and that makes sense why people would end up dead hanging from trees and nobody would do anything about it.
Well,
There's so many stories, but like recent, there's been people hung up in trees and they're like, it makes the news, and then you never hear about it again.
And then sometimes you realize it doesn't make the
it doesn't
news.
a lot of the
Of
times
course,
it doesn't.
yeah.
Most of the time it doesn't make
that's
the
what I
news.
assume, that it doesn't make the news and stuff.
That's
like
another
that
reason
happens.
why I don't think I would last out there, is because I'm so California'd out
I'm like,
that I think I would run
You
my
have to
mouth
say
at the
something.
wrong person.
You could, but then they told me the same thing too, so I just learned to shut up. Unless
Right.
it was really, but you
That's
learn.
a real fear of mine. I have an irrational, rational fear of the South.
Because I was told you should go back to California.
See?
Wow.
And I think I would end up spazzing out if someone told me I had to go back to
see,
California.
Yeah, I'm not going to handle it like that.
Yeah, and I can't
Yeah,
trust
like it's a
myself.
go back to your country, but it's California. That's how we feel though. Like, like what?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Every time I'm in the South, I'm like, oh, I'm not in Kansas anymore.
No.
Like that's literally how I hear somebody say something and I'm like,
I could never live here.
oh,
That's immediately
no.
what I think.
I'm like, and I'm like, oh, I forgot I'm in the South.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like,
Georgia.
what's
I
going
forgot
on?
I'm
That's the
I'm
way
like,
I reacted when I saw someone in a parking lot rolling a joint.
out here, it's like, Wait a minute. It's
I
like,
thought,
oh
oh
it's
no,
legal.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
jail.
no. See,
She
right.
has to remind herself she's out here.
It's like someone, they said, you're in California. I
Yeah.
said, oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Uh-huh.
California does. The cops don't even care. The cops are like, don't stand by the door. That's all they get. Get away from the business. Unless the
But
business.
I
is
thought
complaining,
I'd
they don't
die. I
care.
said, oh no, get away from me.
Right, and even then, it's like, oh, if the business is right here, and they say, well, we're gonna go right there to
Yeah.
as far as we
Yeah.
can go, and off of the thing, and be right there, and then come
Yeah,
back.
because they can smell it in Georgia, and you'll have a problem too.
That's
you know,
crazy.
it's serious. And
So what is it like leaving California when it was not okay to smoke weed really, and then coming back and seeing that? What was like? How does that? 'Cause I'm sure you saw people go to jail, probably new people that had family,
Yeah,
or because
yeah, but
everybody
then-
was smoking
Yeah.
weed.
you got to realize that when I was here, when I lived here, and of course when I was much younger and everything, it was illegal.
Yeah.
You know, of course then too. And
Probably really scary,
things were
too.
just beginning to change because we long ago figured out when they figure out how to handle that money, things change.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
government. And so for like places like Georgia, yeah, you have to work their way through it and everything because it's scary what can happen to you in Georgia behind weed, you know.
Yeah.
Man.
And making the comparison, I maybe should, but the first thing I thought, go California.
Right, like,
You voted vicariously for all the things that you could
because
vote for.
we were fighting more for along with a lot of other
Right.
things, you
Yeah.
know, and everything. So it worked out here. But have you ever heard the saying, "As California goes, so does the nation"? I thought, well, okay, we'll wait.
I still feel like California is lagging just because Denver, Colorado's doing so well, and we haven't gotten to that point yet.
Yeah.
As far I feel like it's taking us longer to get to the Colorado, because I feel like the goal is to be like Colorado, right? To where that money is
Yeah,
bringing
because,
in, and
yeah.
it's legal,
It's an
and it's
asset.
an
Right,
asset,
right.
and it's and everybody's copacetic, you know.
I think maybe the mixture of electorates or how it's beyond the being acceptable now.
Yeah.
I mean, because it is acceptable, but California. Okay, look how successful Denver was in terms of tax revenues.
Uh-huh.
Can you imagine what it's going to be when California straightens it out?
right.
That's the problem.
It's gonna be
Right,
$1
that's
billion.
why
And
they
you
don't
need
want
to work
everybody
that
to,
out first.
y'all got
and
enough
everything.
money out here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but it'll happen. You know, when they figure out who gets it. God, shut up, Linda.
Uh-huh.
When they figure out who gets the chunk of the money, because it ain't gonna be us.
Right,
We already know that.
Who's getting all the shares of the
Right.
companies?
I'd love to be a fly on the wall in those meetings.
Right,
Yeah.
And just hear the like crap that they say, the stuff that they counter, like just the stupid things they are throwing around, bouncing off each other, because guaranteed they don't have anybody in those rooms who really knows what should really
Right.
happen yet. It's just all of these people trying to figure out numbers, and it's not anybody that's actually farming it, packaging it, putting in the work to make it
Right.
a product, or testing it, or making sure that it's completely
That knows any real
yeah,
things
it's
about
just
it.
it's just people in there throwing numbers around.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then when they're gonna come up with these numbers, and then they're gonna try to implement that to the people that have to go out and do the labor and have to do the actual work.
Well, it's
and I feel like it's still not gonna line up.
Well, anytime money is being made, that's pretty much the way. You know, it really boils out to how to cut it up.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And everything, and I think it'll happen. You
Yes,
know.
hopefully.
And of course, it'll be on a much larger scale than
Yeah.
even Denver.
I-
I think.
I think weed is gonna be like cigarettes. It's gonna be like we already
Out
have
there.
stores for it, like how we have head shops and whatever, and now we have dispensaries.
Yeah.
I feel like eventually there's gonna be weed cigarettes right next to the Marlboros, right next to the
like little
Oh, I
brands.
just
see.
in the
Because
store.
it's not that way
Yeah,
now.
it's not
Only
that-
in dispensaries.
Yeah, you can only
Yeah.
buy
Oh,
it out of the
okay,
shops
okay,
where
okay.
it's
Specified.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I think
yeah.
eventually it's going to be just regulated like alcohol,
Yeah.
like tobacco, like medication.
Yeah,
You just have to
regulated.
be a certain
yeah.
age, and
Lock
the
it
weed,
up behind the
yeah,
counter
the
or
weed
something.
cigarettes and the other cigarettes are going to be sitting right next to each other, next to
Right.
your bottle of tequila, locked up in food for life.
And the way California is, they might pump that up over regular cigarettes because they
Yeah.
lucky. There's only like a real small percentage that cares about the
And I
like.
don't-
That's why the tobacco tax is so high.
Yeah.
Because they don't want
Yeah.
tobacco out here like that.
And I don't think they're gonna make a campaign like how they had the no tobacco. I don't think they're gonna make a campaign of no weed.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna do
There's
that.
too many people making too
Yeah,
much
well,
money,
I
and the people
wondered-
that make the laws be smoking it
That's true.
and using it.
Yeah.
Right.
That
and,
part.
and making money behind it.
Yeah.
Like they be invested in little side stuff and
Yeah.
like so what why would they knock it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
They just can't publicly endorse it.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
that's them when they go vote, they're like, I'm gonna vote for it. I'm telling everybody else, no, we're voting against this as a party, and then you're secretly in there like, I'm picking that one. 'Cause it doesn't matter. You're there
Yeah.
by yourself.
Yeah.
You can leave whatever little false persona you want to everybody that you're campaigning for this and that and that, and then when you go in there, you can do what you
You
want
do
to
what you want. Nobody knows. And you're just faking the funk the whole time. I bet you that's what happens a lot anyway.
For real.
That's really, really what happens.
I wouldn't
They
be surprised.
just rah, 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 and then they go in there and check the opposite box.
Yeah, well, you never know. And then people have it. When you say Republican and when you say Democrat, there's always a certain image, you know.
Yeah.
But those
Right,
friends
right,
groups,
right.
that's what you better keep an eye on, you know, and everything. So,
I feel like, JP, did you say something?
No, I was just listening to G-Mom talking. I was saying right to her point,
Oh,
like,
okay.
you know, the
'Cause
whole.
I heard you and I was
I've been a sponge the whole time. I'm sitting here listening. I'm learning. I'm like a student. I'm just sitting here just listening.
what did he say?
He said he's just sitting and taking in
Oh.
all the information. He's soaking you up like a sponge. That's what he said.
Uh-huh.
He's soaking up all the information.
I hope that warrants a thank you.
Right?
You know, but the differences between Georgia and California, yeah, they're there.
Big
Right.
time.
I'm sure.
And it sounds like I was hard on Georgia, but it's because I'm Californian.
That's
you
what I
know?
was gonna say.
That's really, I'm biased. You know,
California's hard on everybody
But,
because we think we're the best.
one thing that makes a difference: Georgia doesn't cost like California does. Whoa,
Man.
you know.
And that was-
but that makes a big difference. You know, if
Yeah.
you're the reality of. And then, and another thing, they just show nothing but tents in Georgia. I mean,
Yeah.
in California,
Yeah.
in Georgia, they show tents.
Oh, they just
you
show
know,
tents for what
you know.
California is.
So I thought I should go to tent business.
Huh, right? You're like, huh. That's crazy.
And which was sad to me because I don't remember California like that, you know.
Right.
But they have their problems too.
But I
with
guess
homeless.
compared to other states, I guess we do have a homeless problem because I didn't realize
Well,
other.
Georgia has it
I didn't
too.
realize other people didn't have homeless people like we
As
do.
much
Oh,
as we
yeah.
do.
I
Yeah.
was like naive to that, and then we'll go other places and like, where are the homeless people? And then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they're not on the streets.
To
You know, like the bars we were talking
Yeah,
about. Remember when I first went to Georgia? Where are the bars? There are no bars.
There's no bars. Yeah.
You know, and those kind of things you tend to notice. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause we were saying how there's no bars on the windows.
Yeah,
When-
they don't have
and
bars
how-
on the way.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes some places.
But how like here,
Yeah.
everywhere,
Yeah, yeah,
it doesn't.
and you
Almost
just don't
everybody's
see
got
bars.
bars
on the
and-
windows here.
Yeah. And that's because the people in Georgia got whole guns in their house ready to blow your head off,
That
so they
is
don't need
Everywhere,
bars.
exactly. They're like, try if you want to.
Yeah, they're like, exactly. Try if you want to.
And
It's
they be
funny
having
'cause
all those.
that's what they think of California, though. that
Really?
it's being,
It's all crazy
big
and
time
everything, huh?
dangerous. Yeah.
It's.
And
I
everything.
think California is set up now, like for you. For it's like California is one big pipe dream. In my opinion, I feel like everywhere it looks so great to everyone else,
Yeah.
even with
Yeah.
guns and the gang violence and whatever you want to say that you see that the media is showing you that makes up California. And then people move here and they realize it's expensive. People that are from here can't live here.
Can't pay
Food is
rent.
expensive. The traffic
Yeah.
sucks. Everything that you would think sucks. But you've already uprooted your life and moved here because it's better than where you were. You know, because
they thought it would
and they
be.
thought it
Yeah,
was, and it's like
yeah.
you come. I feel like now it's like, are you gonna move to California and be broke but be comfortable because you're not the only person like you in your town
Right.
anymore?
Yeah.
Because people will leave where they're at just to be around other weirdos,
Some
just to be around
diversity,
other
right.
artists, just to be around
And
other,
that's human.
you know.
Yeah.
But then you're here and you're like, I could have stayed in Nebraska
Then
and
you-
For
live.
3 times less of the cost.
Yeah, but you would have hated it because you
Right.
didn't, you
But
didn't find your
isn't that-
tribe.
Isn't it? Because California has always been representative of dreams.
Like free living, huh?
Yeah, well, dreams and hopes, aspiring.
Yeah.
Hollywood did that. you know,
Yeah.
You know, it's something. So that's part of California because there's always that possibility.
But we don't have no
You know.
room for that possibility physically. We don't have space, you
But see,
guys.
that's logic. And when you're, especially if you're young and have a dream, you go to California,
Oh,
you know, or New York. But New York is cold. See, California.
Exactly.
Go to California.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
I think New York also has more of a mean vibe because New Yorkers are kind of stern. New Yorkers are just kind of get out of my way. They have that
Yeah.
stereotype also that they're not friendly people.
Yeah,
In
that's
California,
true.
people are like, "Oh my God, bro,
Yeah.
what's
Right.
up?
Hey.
Peace
Yeah.
and love, dude." And we're like known for being like, "Yeah, you
Right.
can come sleep on my couch. It's cool. I got a van.
On the
We
beach.
can do whatever.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Let's live
Yeah.
at the beach." Versus who wants to live in the cold snow, like you said.
Yeah.
New York is just kind of like, are you here to be a writer?
Yeah.
Are you here to be a model?
I feel like because
Or-
it's so cold, people
or
are
are you
mean out
are you
here.
trying to work in finance? Other than
Right.
that, why are you here? All of the people that don't do
to work
finance
common people? Yeah.
or
Yeah.
or
They
want to
just
write
keep
a
all the
book,
other things
they're all
running.
like, "To California we go," and we're here like, you want to rent a one
Right.
bedroom with 8 other people for $4,000,
Right, $4,000 each bedroom.
and you guys can all share a closet
And a bathroom.
and a bathroom.
I
And
think
and
of
one parking
California as
space.
being the more creative.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know, that again, that freedom and everything. And New York is hardcore finance. That's where
Yeah.
the money is, because whether they like it or not, I think a lot of people in the creative fields will acknowledge money. You're going to have
Yes.
to talk to somebody
Uh-huh.
in New York.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You
But I
know.
still stand on what I've always said about all of you people moving here. Stop.
Don't
Don't come.
Don't come.
We
people.
love you and chase that dream. Just chase it to Washington.
Elsewhere.
Chase it to Nevada.
Texas.
Chase it to Texas. Chase it to some other Vermont.
South Dakota.
Just don't chase it here. You can go to Washington. They got some beaches and it rains, but like it's nice. Go to Canada. But stop coming here because the more y'all come, the higher my rent goes. The more traffic, I can't get where I need to
That
go.
everything goes.
So just like have a virtual dream. Do your dream through Zoom, and then just stop moving here. Move here. Come to school. Go back.
Come visit,
Come
vacay,
visit.
go get your caricature of your name or your face
And
in
go
Hollywood
back.
and go back home.
You know why? I'm gonna tell you right now. Hollywood Boulevard, not that great.
Yeah, well,
not that
that's
great.
been that way.
It's not
I
that
was going
great.
downhill when I was living here. You don't
It's
go to
not.
Hollywood.
It's even
You
worse
know,
now.
All
yeah.
these things you guys want to come see because it's cool. It's not that great.
not.
Instagram versus reality. Just remember I told you that. Just remember that. You're gonna come here to come see something and you're gonna be like, there's a dude taking a piss
You're
right
gonna see
there.
the homeless
next
people.
to it. You're gonna see the tents. You're gonna see me standing there talking about go home.
Shut up! Right.
Because
excuse me?
there's too much traffic. And I don't want to deal with you because you don't know how to drive. I see your plates. You're from another place. You don't drive like us.
Yeah.
Take you in your car and go back. No disrespect.
Yeah, I
But go
never
back.
knew what LA and California drivers meant until I went to other places and was
Like
like,
George.
oh, and then you see an LA driver driving in the South. It's like
We are
it's a
angry.
complete different.
We are angry drivers in
They
Georgia.
think you're on a high speed chase, and
They
you're
do.
like,
They do.
they'll move off the road. And
They'll
let
completely
you go.
get over because they're like, oh, they gotta go, and it's like, oh, they have California plates, or it's like, oh, they must not be from here because in Georgia they're just
Put.
yeah.
No, why? Remember when we
I
went
don't
and we
have
kept
time.
seeing abandoned cars on the side of the road?
Yeah, and then we figured out that you're not gonna wait on the side of this road, and they're just gonna leave their cars there. That's a southern thing, because all the
Yeah.
highways, when someone's car goes out,
Uh-huh.
they just leave it on the side of the freeway, and they all have that yellow tag.
Georgia.
That means the police are gonna come take
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
We
I
don't see
forgot what
cars
they
like
call
that. We don't see
Yeah.
that here. People do. I'm not leaving my
We
car.
were like, why is everyone's
What?
car abandoned on the side of the road? We
Yeah,
thought-
that's true.
we
They
looked
do.
and we're like, I
They do.
guess they know
Yeah,
it's
it was
there.
super strange.
It was like we were like, I guess they run out of gas or something, or like these far roads. Like, there's no one can come get them. We were
Right,
like,
there's no
I
tow
guess,
trucks?
yeah.
Y'all don't have tow trucks in Georgia? Like,
It
what's
was
happening?
literally like a confusing, like, no, why? So everybody's car just went out and they haven't got it yet.
Right.
Like, I was like, what's going on? Is
Yeah,
there nails out on the road and everybody's getting a flat tire? Like, is there a conspiracy or what?
Right.
There is a service. I can't remember what they call it. Where I think it's part of State Patrol or something. But they're supposed to come out and help you. But see, then you're getting into government services, and
That's
Yeah.
why they
I don't
get,
want a bill.
get out of there, right? They like, can I have your ID? And black people end up missing out there.
Nope. I'm not.
Yeah, I'll help
And
you with
so-
your
Bill
car. Hop
comes.
it
in.
doesn't work out too well sometimes.
Were you ever scared out there, like when you first moved out? That like,
Look, the face. The face, though.
Georgia doesn't believe in lighting streets.
that's exactly.
That's crazy.
Exactly, and she's on the move, so that's why I'm like, weren't you scared?
Sit there. I mean, you can go distances and there are no lights. Don't ever run out of gas or something, you know. And I thought about things like that. Another thing, post offices, the boxes.
Uh-huh.
There's so many of them, you know. Here,
Oh,
you have to go away so put your mail in. I mean, you can put the little red flag up on your
But they
On the
might
mailbox?
not get it.
yeah, and then you
Like, these
turn
are
on the
these are the
news and they
mailboxes
show
that
a
are like
pile of
50
mail
feet away.
where somebody got mad and the postman and he dumped it, all the mail.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I thought to myself, I'm glad I got directed.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Because somebody he ruined a bunch of people's day that day. That's the
Yeah,
ultimate petty revenge.
Yeah, things that I never really gave much thought to until I moved into
Right.
Georgia.
Yeah.
But the lights, that kind of thing, and it sounds like I'm saying Georgia's not a terrible place, but it's just so different
Yeah.
from what
Yeah,
you
what you're
experience
used
in
to.
California and everything.
Yeah.
You know, so I didn't know what a millage was. It's a tax. Is what it is.
A what?
See? What's
That's,
a what?
that's what I said, a millage.
They
And
call
when
it
do you
that?
pay that?
Yeah. But it
Like
has
when you buy an item?
no, this property it has something to do with property tax and where you live. Show you, I should have said it because I really don't understand it to this day. Anyways,
I'm like,
See?
hold on.
they
California
get very
people be like,
creative with
I'll be
things
like,
like-
Google.
See?
What's a millage?
but it's a
in
tax, you know.
Georgia?
So
That's
Um,
weird. See?
really,
Yeah, I'd be like, excuse me, what is that?
Yeah. No, what just in the South in general, how you like can't buy liquor on Sunday.
yeah.
After 7
After
p.m.
7
period,
and just
no,
like-
it's a package store, you guys. They call it the package store. It's not a liquor store.
See, and you know what happened?
Oh.
No, why did one of my cousins say, like, we finna go to the package store? You finna come?
And
And
of course
I was
I
like,
said,
I don't
was
have a
like,
package.
What's in the
Yeah,
package?
and I was like, no. And then they're like, we going to the package store. And I was
I
like,
said-
what y'all shipping? I'm like, why are y'all going to go ship this thing
Yeah.
or whatever?
Going to
What
Kinko's?
y'all,
And what's
what
the
y'all finna
package?
send?
You know,
And then they
like,
No, we finna get some bottles. And I'm like,
Who called?
oh, the
Who decided that it made
package.
more sense to
I
call it a
don't know. I
package?
don't know.
Did they just maybe?
Because it was on the low, and there's bootleggers. Because there's still
Oh,
bootleggers
that's
out
right.
there.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Oh, we're
and
gonna
so-
go
It's
get the
undercover. We're gonna go get the
package.
pick up the
But
package.
they never got past the package.
Yeah. See, that's
I'm
one of
trying
those
to
things
think.
like
The
like
package.
soda and pop.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
That's kind of one of those
Right.
things.
I,
you know.
I want to pop. Where are you?
You gonna
Would
hit me?
ask
What does
too.
that
Where are
mean?
you from?
Package store, right.
Why would you ask me that?
Right. But who knows? It could have been like the first liquor store was named the package store, and then
it
everybody in
did have
Georgia
something
just
to do
started
with,
calling it the package store. We're going to the
Package
package
store.
store. Going to
That
the
was
package
probably the
store.
code
Custom
name.
or something, maybe.
Might
Yeah.
have been.
But I think it did have something to do with
Uh-huh.
bootlegging, though.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised because it
Yeah.
was like you couldn't be like, you got a
Bring me
bottle.
some gin.
Yeah. Bring the bottle.
I got bottles at the house for
And
sale.
it probably came from when they say like the package has arrived, you know, like
Uh-huh.
undercover whatever, like
Oh.
spy
package
talk.
has arrived.
The
Right.
package has arrived, like the bird has landed or the bird has left the nest, all
Right.
those weird army like type things. Someone was like, "That's cool. Let's go get the package."
Right. Get the package.
And they were just going to get a beer. So that's how that is probably how.
And
that
I'm
came
thinking, you know how in liquor stores here, some people buy their dinner out of a liquor store.
Look.
They don't have that.
We've all
there.
been there.
Driving
and
out of the
everything,
liquor
you
store.
know.
Yeah, it's like liquor and food don't go in the same store.
Yeah, and I'm trying to, And things
Yeah.
that we would run to the liquor store and gum or just,
Yeah,
you
they
know,
don't
dumb
have it.
things,
They
they don't
just-
have that
uh-huh.
stuff
Yeah, that's
and everything.
You have to go to like the gas station.
Yeah,
huh? Like to
exactly,
get stuff like
The
that.
first time I went into a package store, I was like, how is this okay that there isn't anything else in there? There's not even chasers.
I was
They
like,
don't even
oh.
have soda.
Yeah, no, that was the
They don't
plot
even
twist for
have
me.
soda.
Because I was like, oh, this is like Bevmo. And then I was
Right.
like, then I was like, wait,
It's not Bev.
they don't.
They don't
they
have
don't-
Mo. It's
they
the
don't-
Bev without the Mo.
I was like, I just want some ginger
Right.
ale. They don't have any soda in here. And
No.
then they're like,
it's just Bev.
and I'm like, oh, I'm like, what? I
Why did we
said-
stop here?
Yeah, I was like, and then they're like, this is where it is. I'm like, there's no other stores, and they're like, no.
I shouldn't have
This
to
is
make
the
3
store for
stops.
this.
I shouldn't have to
Right.
go to the liquor store and go to the gas station to get gum and go to Walmart to get soda just to have
Yeah,
drinks
that's
with
what
my
I'm saying.
friends.
There we get so many
They
different
want to
things
make it
here.
difficult.
You
like,
know.
It's just that's one of those old things that should be wiped away.
I dare you to go to Georgia and say that.
ooh, right.
Be the first one out there petitioning, trying to keep liquor stores
See,
open
that's
past
another
7.
thing. You will not easily protest there. No.
See, that's why I don't belong there. I knew I couldn't do it in the South. You guys kept trying to get me to move, and I knew secretly
I'd be out there at
I
801.
wouldn't,
No,
I
I
wouldn't
didn't.
last
I
it.
always
You
said,
knew I was
no,
never gonna
not
go.
to-
See, this is why
No,
she knows.
no,
She knew
no,
I was
no.
never gonna go there. Everybody
Not
else
to
for like
move, huh?
for 10 years
No.
was like, you should move here. You should move here. You should
That's
move here. Then I almost considered it. You know, Misty almost
No,
talked me into
I
it.
know it. I've
And
said
then I was
that's
like,
not a good
nah, I
idea.
can't do it.
Mm-mm.
Right.
You know,
She almost talked me into
strange
Texas.
things happen to you. and
She
you
did.
don't
She
do that.
almost
She
talked her into
almost talked me
Texas.
into Texas.
No.
I was
did.
like 1 foot in, 1
No.
foot
She
out.
really
I-
was.
Yeah, and
Well,
then
you-
I
you
realized.
2
know,
seconds. And then she's like, no,
Then I
no,
woke
no,
up.
never mind.
Then I woke up. I was like, wait a minute, this is some kind of eerie, weird,
Yeah.
a
And you got to
multiverse or
realize too,
something.
I
Twilight
was
Zone.
older when I moved to Georgia,
Mhm.
because after spending that many years in California and then originally from
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Hey.
She tried to hide the Minnesota.
Shut up.
Minnesota.
She tried to hide it.
But you know, and I did, and I mean it. My friends said, "No, Linda, you," because I'd been pretty vocal about
Uh-huh.
certain things in Georgia.
They're like, don't go to
I
Georgia
thought
talking that
They
mess.
gonna kill me. You know?
Ooh, that is. You don't think about
Um,
that kind of stuff.
But you learn,
Yeah.
you know.
What advice would you give your like 25-year-old self or 18-year-old self?
Ooh, that's a good one.
What advice would I give my 25-year-old if I was in Georgia?
No. Just
in
general.
general.
Oh, in
25-year-old
general?
Linda.
That's tough. To back up, okay, let me explain. Because things, you know, you're when you're that age and everything, you're so your mind is so instilled with how you were raised and everything, and
Uh-huh.
Right.
just to back up and reconsider. Because when things didn't make sense to me, I've always thought, well, how come? You know?
Uh-huh.
And if I would have really, that's tough.
Yeah.
It is a tough question. And I'm stumbling on it, and I know. But it also, at the same time, go for it. There's
Yeah,
that part
go
of
for it.
because that's part
Yeah.
of, that's California.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that what that is what spurs you on, and I have to admit, after bumping my head and go for it, go for it was wonderful. You
Right,
know?
go for it.
You know, because
huh?
somehow or another it melds together and everything, and yeah, go for it. California will show you what you are, who you are, you know, and you just have to have the courage to pursue that. And I think California will
Right,
do it.
right.
And plus, it's warm.
Right.
Coming
We
from
got the good
Minnesota, it's
weather out
warm
here.
here. You know.
Facts.
No, and to me, that's what California meant.
Yeah.
You know, I learned.
Especially coming
I mean
from
that as a
somewhere.
positive thing, you know. I accomplished things I never dreamed of, you know, because I thought, oh,
Yeah.
But you put somebody in a corner and the average person will come out of it.
Hello.
California will have you running out of it to prove what you are.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
in other words, be true to yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
There we go.
what's
There we go.
Whitney Houston's song, "The Greatest Love of All"?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Right. The love of yourself.
Yeah,
huh?
that's true. And have the courage to do it. That's
Yeah.
very important. Just have the courage.
I admire people that move here, even though I don't want y'all to come here. I admire people that can move specifically to California because there's no place in the country like California. And the expectations are either extremely high and you're going to get here and be like, it's not all roses, you know.
Right.
The TV makes California look so, you know, just glamorous, and
Yeah.
it's not. It's
Yeah.
really grimy, but it's beautiful once you get it together for however it works for you. You know,
Yeah.
however you
Right,
can
right.
survive
Yeah.
and make California yours. I admire that because I'm too scared to move somewhere else because I'm from California.
Yeah.
You know, I feel
Yeah.
like I'm not going to fit in anywhere. I probably will if I were to do it and just go for it, like you said.
Well, I think
But,
maybe the expectations, you know, because the freedom of mind and everything isn't the same in
Yeah.
other places.
Yeah.
That's why everybody thinks California is crazy. I don't think California is crazy. California they just
We're
do
revolution.
it. Yeah.
California
Yeah.
just doesn't care.
And then I'm a child of the 60s too, and I think of, you know, leaving where I was and then moving to California. And, well, anybody that's lived here since the 60s and going through certain periods, certain riots and
Yes. So-
things that happen and everything, that's what California is. And I hate to get into this, but especially, you know, racial injustice. California said, hell no.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the difference. And when you realize that so many African Americans come from different parts of the country, but the unity, California brought it together. And that's why certain people are kind of afraid, you
Yeah.
know, they ever get together. And that's what made the difference.
Yeah.
Because we all wanted the possibility in the same thing. And maybe did it during or through celebrities or entertainment or whatever, but it came together. You know, so I'm proud of California.
That's one thing is I feel like people are always going to be proud of whatever California, because like you said, if California does it, the rest of the country will follow. So as much as everyone, as much as other states and stuff may call us crazy or may say things about us, I think secretly there's a little bit of
Why
jealousy.
are they always coming here then? You know, think of
Right.
that,
Why
you
y'all
know.
always coming but y'all don't like
Yeah.
us?
Y'all come here and then you just live here, but you don't try to. You become what is it? A member of this state, get a license, buy property,
A resident.
A resident.
Uh-huh.
You want to do everything that's California, but then like they come here and don't vote. You know,
Oh,
or
Lord.
you come
Right.
No,
here.
I can't be in that conversation.
I'm just saying though, but those are the same people that don't vote are the same people that will make the biggest deal when something doesn't go their way. And I'm not anti people not voting or anti people voting, but I just feel like you're not for voting. Or you are for
You're a
voting.
bride.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
You forget who you're
was like,
talking
wait.
to.
She's like,
I was
wait a
confused
minute.
because I was like, that wasn't the answer I was
No,
expecting.
no,
I was
no,
confused because I've had serious like conversations, especially when Trump was running and running the second time, and then I find out I went through this whole thing with you and you didn't vote.
Yeah.
It was a
Make sure you
waste
get
of.
behind the mic, Grandma.
It was a
Oh,
waste of space
okay.
and a waste of time, and I felt like you're out here spreading all this stuff and you're not even voting. You know,
Right.
like if you're not gonna vote, don't say anything. If you're not even gonna if you're at least don't make a big deal, in my opinion. If you're not
Yeah.
gonna try to move the needle at all, why are you out here running your mouth arguing with me? And I'm gonna argue with you. I'm not the one
I've
to
got
choose to
time
argue
every
with just to
day.
play because I'm gonna keep going. It's not gonna stop. So I don't know. I feel like people. My point was that I feel like people move here. They talk crap. They move here. They don't want to. They don't want to go with what they're doing
culture.
and help it. They just want to ride the wave that
Yeah,
is California,
yeah,
and no pun intended.
But that's why don't nobody know where they're going. They drive crazy because everybody before everything was working before y'all start showing up.
Y'all start showing up in groups.
We knew. Now everybody drives all weird because y'all don't know how to drive like LA drivers.
Are you
You're
talking
other
about
people's.
people moving here?
Yeah,
Yes.
the people that move here.
This is an ongoing thing that we
Yeah,
always
we always
complain
talk about
about.
this.
So the viewers know this is nothing new.
Well, that's like New York. They say that too.
Right.
You know.
Don't come to LA.
New York, see, but I feel like because New York has a weird stigma of like the people being mean, people kind of go there knowing I'm gonna live in a small place, be on top of somebody else. The trash is on the street. The transportation, I gotta get on a funky train. I gotta catch a cab.
Subway,
like they
something.
kind of expect it. I think
Yeah.
it's not as glamorized as here.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
like you,
true.
yeah.
That's
So when
true.
they come here, they
Right.
just like. And the sense of entitlement gets bigger out here because it's California. But in New York,
California.
it's like you better find your spot. You better figure
Get
it
in
out
where you
and
fit
get
in.
in where you
Uh-huh.
fit in. So y'all just don't be wanting to get in and fit in. Go to New York. It was hot this last summer. They had like 90-degree heat. I
Yeah.
saw videos. I watched stuff that they had in Central Park. Y'all could
It
go
was
there.
burning up
Y'all
out
could
there.
get all the seasons. Think about that. All the beautiful seasons if you don't come here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's no.
But snow can be cool when it's 90 degrees for the whole summer or whatever, when it's super hot. And then you get a really cold winter. I hear that that's like a good trade-off. Sometimes when you're tired of the heat, at least, you know, like when it's hot for an extended period of time and then New York gets snow, they're like, yay, it's not hot anymore.
Right.
You know? So I'm like, maybe, I don't know. I want to be somewhere where there's seasons, but I don't want like -7. I don't want that kind of cold. I just
Oh,
want
yeah.
some like a little bit of fluffy snow. Maybe maybe just a little
Remember
Just go to,
Minnesota.
just go to Lancaster.
no. Ew. Sorry. No
You'll
offense
get
to Lancaster. No.
Of
But ew.
snow.
I don't want that Lancaster snow. Who knows what's
You
sorry.
see, look, she ain't ready, y'all.
Lancaster here?
Yeah.
Snow?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Oh,
have it.
yeah.
They get a little bit of
Yeah.
I
snow.
remember that.
They get
It's a
Of
global
snow.
warming.
Well,
Yeah, they
well,
do
that's
get a little
like
bit of
Georgia.
snow.
That went out on the deck and counted 6 snowflakes.
Wow.
And the whole city's just.
What? Could you imagine if it snowed here? How crazy LA people would be? We already don't know how to drive in the rain.
I'd be
Oh
like,
We
my
lose
God.
our minds in the
who's
rain.
gonna go out in that? I'd be like, what do we do?
We lose our minds when it's cold and it's not even rain. We're just like,
No,
it's
for
cold
real.
outside.
Well,
It sprinkles and people lose their mind.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine
That's
if we got snow.
I was
wouldn't
trying
even
to
Chaos.
remember. I remember one year in Burbank, I think
Hailed.
it snowed. But not snow. But you got to
Yeah,
realize
like
a
it's
little
like I
piece-
said,
little
they
bit of fake
counted
snow.
it because, well, a few years ago there was a serious ice storm in Georgia. And I mean, that
Oh,
place
yeah.
clamped down.
Like
It was
Texas.
sad. It was terrible, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
children, they had to stay in school and sleep in the gym. And,
Because it was so
yeah,
cold.
well, the transportation,
They
the whole
couldn't
city
get
was
home.
shut down.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
yeah.
Could you imagine if we'd got stuck in our high schools?
Not with all the little
Ew.
funky kids.
Ew.
Ugh.
Ew. Ew. Hamilton
Elementary-
kids? Ugh.
elementary.
And 9 months later, somebody a little nasty behind when they had a
Shut
baby
up.
behind it. Period. That's for real. Oh, that'd be a setup for failure. Ugh, you put a bunch of gross little hormonal. I don't care, middle
Man.
school, high school, whatever.
Imagine what that gym smelled like.
It-
When they took and then when they went to sleep and then woke up with sleep smell, kid fart, ew, all that, kid feet.
Imagine being a teacher
And
though,
having
and
a-
you're responsible for 100 and something children, you know. In the,
Right.
I'm out of
Oh, I
there.
feel
Jim.
bad
I
I'm,
better
I'm
get-
in the snow with it. Like, good luck, kids.
I better get quadruple pay.
I'd have left on my phone. Like, call your mamas.
Talk about child abuse.
Yeah, I
You
just
two
would
are
have left my
terrible.
phone. Like, I left the phone. I'm out here with no phone.
And Amber wanted you to be a teacher.
Right.
You see
I
this?
couldn't be in there. That
No.
cabin fever
I'd
with a
have
bunch
quit.
of other people's kids.
Ew. I'd have quit. I would have quit. Just
They'd
I'd
have
have
you
been like,
surrounded. I'd have had my little weapon going to sleep. Y'all
she'd have
stay
had a little
back.
mini bat under her pillow.
Stay back. I'd have broke off one
No.
of those little school table legs
Oh,
or
you
something. It'd
No.
have got ugly in
Too
there.
much.
I can't do it. Not the
Yeah,
kids
you
and
do
stuff.
what you have to do.
See, and that's where we're spoiled because we're like, ew, snow, staying in school. Now imagine, we really realistically can't even fathom that happening. That's
Well,
why
they-
we're making fun of it. But in
Most
reality, I
schools,
would not
air
survive.
conditioners or heaters don't even work out here in California, and y'all want us to be in the snow? What?
But they, we were talking about differences. They feel like you're talking about the weather. Say earthquake in Georgia.
Right. And that's
They
another
are
thing.
ter-
I could deal
people
with the
will
chance
not
of earthquake.
deal with earthquakes.
Right. They're scared.
We haven't even
Whereas,
had-
I was here during the earthquakes.
Yeah,
and
we'll just
everything,
rock
and-
around and then we'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, earthquake. And they'd be
Yeah.
like, yeah, so anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, earthquake. But you guys have like tornadoes and hurricanes and like
Can't do
snow.
monsoons and all kind of
Yeah, I'm
craziness.
okay.
Yeah,
I don't
snakes.
Yeah.
You guys have giant bugs.
Yeah,
Like
it
giant
is.
bugs.
Yeah, they're
No,
they're,
all that stuff
you
going
know,
bump in the
I
night
thought
in
they had little
Georgia.
saddles on them or something. Get some kind of use out of them.
Those bugs need house shoes when they walking around because they're so big and they can leave tracks on my carpet.
I see why in movies they always make like the night noises making some sort of like symphony
I
because
forgot
it'd
what
be
they
all
call
kind of
that.
bugs
Yeah.
and stuff.
What-
And I'm
yeah,
like,
you don't remember.
I don't remember.
I can't remember what they call those bugs at night. And the trees out there.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
Maybe-
called
making all
yeah,
kind of crazy
yeah.
Like
noises,
cicadas.
and weird. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, something
it's like,
like
what
that.
is
cicadas
that?
and what else makes those noises? Crickets
I
and
don't know.
those what are those called?
it's scary.
No, they're those things that like cicadas, not grasshoppers.
Locusts?
Locusts. That's what it is. Those are the ones that are
They're
really,
big.
really
Yeah,
loud. No, I'm
yeah.
saying those are aliens.
But they do have fireflies. I had a friend from California visiting there and mentioned going to the doctor because since he'd been there at night, he kept seeing these little lights. And they were fireflies.
I'm dead. That probably be me. Like there's lights outside my window.
I keep seeing little sparkles around my face.
They'd be like, "Ma'am,
fireflies.
do you have fireflies outside?"
See, I don't even think California people think that fireflies are even real.
They are.
We're like,
But
no,
they're perfectly.
you
I
drank
thought
too
they're
much.
pretty.
I had
They're
never
pretty.
seen a real cricket till I went out to Northridge to go to college.
What?
I
used to-
never knew what a cricket looked like. I always heard them. I never knew what a cricket looked like until I went to Northridge and there were crickets all over the floor and everywhere. And I was
Really?
like,
Yeah.
"What is that?" And somebody was like, "It's a cricket."
That was the first time you saw a cricket too, JP?
Really?
Nah, I've seen crickets before. I used to go camping with my family back in the day, so I've seen
I had
like crickets
never
before.
Yeah,
had
I'd
a
see-
visual of a cricket till I was in college.
I was feeding my crickets to my frogs.
See now, I
So,
wasn't that.
I
knew
never
what crickets
saw
were.
a snake at L.A. Georgia, I opened my front door and there was. I almost left Georgia behind that too.
Oh my
Was
god!
going up the front door. I said, "Oh no."
How was he climbing up the front door?
Snakes can get
I
wherever they
didn't
want to.
ask him.
Right, I didn't ask
Oh
no
my
question.
God.
I don't
I've seen
care.
them
I'm
wrap
terrified
around
of
a-
snakes, and I just ran.
I've seen him wrap around a tree, and that's weird. How they
Here
scoot
in
up.
California?
No, just in general, how
Oh.
snakes move.
The
I've
tech-
been
and I've- the
camping in
technique.
California, and I never saw them.
I've
You know?
seen
I
garden
think only
snakes,
certain areas.
but I've never seen a snake anywhere that it's not supposed to be, and I'm pretty sure I would just freak out. I'm pretty sure I'd
Yeah,
pass out.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
even be anywhere that a snake would be at. So I was like, what would I do? And I'm like, first of all, I wouldn't be there. So I thought about it. Like, I wouldn't even be in an area where a
and then
snake
you have
would.
these people. My neighbor says, "Oh, that's not
Oh,
a
it's
venomous
just a
snake.
yeah, oh, that's
It's
just
not-
a
I don't care what kind of
Right.
snake."
Get it away from me. That's all that
back
matters.
with my little bat. Pop.
Right.
It's,
I didn't care. Make it go away.
You open the door to snakes. People be like how they
Yeah, I
say
was
they
going
pop
up
up
the
their
door.
toilets or like
Oh, I've
all
seen
kind
that in Florida. They've got a special squad or something because
comes
the
to get the
pythons
snakes.
have been.
Ooh, the
growing.
big ones,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Did you know that Florida has the largest population of iguanas, like wild iguanas?
And those ones
I
that
heard they be bossing up on people
And
too.
people feed them, and like they are in just like huge groups. They like take over the beach. They
when
take
the
over,
temperature drops
and they
they
get
fall
out.
off
They
the
just start
tree.
walking around,
Oh no! I don't know.
bossing up on people, whipping them with their tail.
No,
They're just out here.
You run. You.
right?
And then,
That is
Yeah.
too much.
yeah.
All right, what do
It's
we
exactly
have like
how
that?
it
We
was.
have like raccoons, possums, seagulls,
No, the raccoons just be
I'm
like.
trying to think. What does
Speaking of the wild,
possums.
or we coyotes.
be careful. There are wild
Yeah.
coyotes
Oh,
in
yeah.
certain
Yeah.
areas.
Oh, I've
Coyotes
seen
here.
coyotes. I
There's
saw one on my
coyotes
block.
by her house.
Really?
No,
Off
I've
of-
seen 4 coyotes within a mile radius of my house.
And
Oh
she
my
doesn't live
I
anywhere
was standing
where-
next to a coyote yesterday morning, and I just almost pissed on myself. I'm not gonna lie. I just
Where, at the house or where?
in the city, in Hawthorne, in the city. It's like,
And they tell
whoa,
you
what are
bring
y'all
in your
doing right
small
here?
pets.
See? You
It was
saw
crazy.
one in Hawthorne. She saw one in Mid City. I saw one in Gardena, but that was during the pandemic. They were
Yeah.
out running by my mom's house.
Oh, really?
They were out there.
Oh,
The
my
neighbor was telling
God.
us, because I have dogs, the neighbor was telling us to watch out because it was eating a
Yeah.
cat in the street. And she thought it was a dog eating something, and she was going up to it trying to tell it, like, you know, to get out
Yeah,
of the
they'll
street.
send out warnings.
And it
there,
was
too.
she said she got close enough, and it looked at her, and she looked at it, and she realized it wasn't a dog, and she ran off.
Because if you don't look carefully, you can mistake it for a
For
dog.
like a little skinny
And
husky.
then, and people with small pets, it's just scary
They'll
because they
eat them
tell
up.
them, they tell them,
Especially
take
in-
your pets because they'll kill them.
Yeah,
You know?
especially in the valley, in like those
Uh-huh.
big desert, like in Simi Valley. My uncle has a house up there, and he has little chihuahuas, and
my
he used to
sister
have
is.
to.
Peacocks and raccoons.
Peacocks?
Yeah.
That's next level. That's
Right.
next level. Peacocks are loud. When I was in
Yeah,
India,
that's
they make
her complaint.
They make so
Oh,
much
you know.
noise.
That's crazy.
They make so much noise.
They be like, they do like weird
and
noises.
they're mean
They're
too. Have
mean.
you ever?
They'll chase you like
Boy.
geese. They're just big fancy
I
geese.
seen them at the Hollywood Forever
Cemetery.
Cemetery. They're there.
Really?
Yeah,
That
they
was
are.
when I
Yeah.
first seen
Yeah.
them, like right there, like not in a zoo. You know,
Yeah.
like
They're really big.
in the wild.
Yeah, it's like those buzzards.
Yeah.
They're big those things.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And the
No.
male peacocks are so much bigger than the female peacocks.
Yeah.
Like, female peacocks are like more like a duck. And the male peacocks, their necks are longer, their bodies are wider. They're
I
just,
wouldn't
but they're all
care.
mean nonetheless.
And
So
somebody
I
was
wouldn't
going up
care.
to one of them, and he was like, he like ran up on them, and I was like, oh no, I'm not doing it. I'm like, I'm gonna stay over here. I don't want to get attacked by the peacocks in the cemetery. Mm-mm. That's like a horror story.
Right.
Can't do it.
Okay. It's almost that time. Because we started
know
a
it
little
is.
late. We ran a little over, but we're good. Dion says
You're
sorry to the
good,
people.
Dion.
It's all good.
Right.
Do we have any juicy questions, any shenanigans for the granny? Do we have any before we get out of here, since we took it lots of different places, but
What's the worst first date you've ever been on?
ooh,
The worst first date.
Uh-huh.
yes.
The first. Yeah, how old?
I know,
No,
but
like
what's the worst
the
one?
first date.
No,
No,
not
no,
a
like-
first date.
Like your first time going out with someone,
and it was bad.
And it was bad. Your worst first
Yeah,
impression.
yeah.
Oh.
I had an. Oh, yeah.
Look.
I can't tell you that. Someone who was preoccupied calling your parents.
Calling their parents.
Yeah.
Wow, on
Like
the
a
date
mama's
with
boy.
you?
Okay, that's what it
Oh,
was.
see,
you
I
know.
hate those. I done
Oh,
talked about that too.
no.
I hate a mama's
where should
boy.
we? Okay,
Oh,
now
we've
we've
got a
just finished dinner. Where
caller.
should we go now? And I thought, I am not babysitting.
Ah,
Right.
we got a caller before we end the night. Someone
Right.
wants to
Let's
tune
bring
in.
it in.
Let's put
That's
this
what I'm talking about.
one. Let's plug you up.
Who, for me?
You gotta listen to our
in
caller.
Well,
Someone's-
can't you just tell
Someone's
me?
calling in. They want to speak to you. They see us every week.
Oh, I got a feeling I'm going to know this person.
Let's see.
Let's make sure. Let's see. Wait for Jocelyn to plug in.
I'm plugged in. I
don't want
got
it
you
to be
plugged
too
in.
loud.
I can't hear
caller.
anything.
Well, they probably haven't said anything yet.
Oh. Oh, I
Okay.
thought they were already on the.
Caller, who do we have on the line?
We have Misty and Carolyn.
Hey, it's
told you.
Misty M and Carolyn.
That's my mom and my sister, guys.
Hey,
It's the mini.
Hey, y'all.
It's the mini.
It's a what?
It's the little Carolyn.
Oh,
It's
it's
the
a
mini.
little. Oh, it's little Carolyn. It's my niece and my sister, guys. Hey, everybody.
Hey, hi, Carolyn.
What do you want?
Melissa's here too.
What?
Oh, Calissa. Hey,
Callissa's there too. Hey,
Calissa.
Calissa.
Hi, Calissa, Carolyn, and Misty.
I was at work and I just wanted to touch base with you guys. I missed most of everything, but I'm definitely going to watch the replay.
Yes.
It's okay. You get a pass because it's late over there. It's fine.
Right.
It's
It is
fine.
late over there.
It's okay.
And it is Texas, so.
Right. She been over here with all the Georgia, Texas slander. No, I'm just playing.
Right.
Look, she's like, it's not that funny.
Do the twins have a question for grandmother?
Do you have a question for grandmother? Uh-oh. She said, anything?
Anything you want to say to the people?
They're drawing, anything you want to say to the people? They're drawing a blank, y'all.
Oh, well, it's okay. That's usually what happens when
Right.
you're teenagers on the spot.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Especially 13,
Same
new
to say.
teenagers. Whoa.
Right.
Right.
Because they're almost grown, but not
Well,
grown.
that's okay,
Right, the
Calissa and
twins have
Carolyn.
made
You
their
can
debut.
ask me a question when I talk to you again.
Right.
Okay?
Some other time.
I know you have questions. It's okay.
Well, thank you guys
Thank
for
you.
calling in.
Thank you guys for calling.
Thank you
Love
for the
guys.
call.
Love you guys.
Talk to
Bye,
you
love
soon.
y'all.
Love you
Love
too.
you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yay. Yay, caller. This
Right,
always
and the
happens,
twins.
right when we're trying to wrap it up.
Here
We
come-
always
here
get
come Misty.
Here come Misty. Talking about I didn't see the show, but hey.
She'd be like, oh.
Isn't that Missy?
Yes, that's exactly very on brand for my sister. But we appreciate the love.
Right.
Per usual.
Of course.
Let's see. Do we have anything else?
Well, I wanted something. What's 3 things that you have on your bucket list?
Oh,
She's got good ones.
overflows.
The bucket is full, guys.
I've always been big on travel,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to travel someplace overseas or something,
Exotic.
you know.
Huh?
What else? Okay, I saw the first black president and everything. I want to
Ooh,
see
right.
voting rights. This is getting, it's not where you
No,
want
Let
it
it
could
go.
be.
No, we want it to
Anyways,
go wherever you
anyways.
want it to go.
Yeah.
I want to see progress in that way. And that's just a generic
Yeah,
way of
for
saying
everybody.
we got to change something. And I want young people to believe in themselves and make
Hello.
a difference.
That is a beautiful
But make
one
a
right
difference
there.
when you do.
Yes.
And that's what's going to make the difference.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
There we go.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
I think the kids now are on the right path. I think they're trying to. I think the next generation, maybe not my age group, but the group under me.
I believe the
like
children are our
Shelley's-
future.
But it's
Shelley's
been
group-
progressing, and
Yeah.
realize that there has been progress made, but
Mhm.
it's not enough.
No.
Don't give
Yeah.
up. Don't
Yeah.
give up.
Yeah.
Where we are right now, years ago, we wouldn't have been sitting here on Crenshaw Boulevard.
Hello.
You understand
Facts.
me?
And not even that long ago either.
So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So like the attorney that told me one time something I wrote, he said they can't write like that. Instead of keeping my mouth shut, I said, but I could read too.
right.
So keep it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Keep it
Y'all
up.
heard
Don't
it.
stop. Keep going forward.
Because
Push
you're
through.
making the difference.
Believe
you are.
in yourself.
You
Gotta
really
keep
are.
going.
It's courage to do so.
Yeah.
And I think I want to leave you with that.
That's
Well,
amazing. Well, we're happy to hear that
you
because
guys
this is
heard it
something that
first.
we wanted to do, and now we
Yes.
got you on here too. So
Yes.
look
And
at that.
the
See what
shena-
you do? You
I-
make
right?
a difference.
See?
Exactly.
Shenanigans with the granny was a success, everybody.
No.
We got her
Hello.
here.
We did.
And round of applause for you for putting up with us and our madness.
No, I love it.
And we just I'm really grateful that I got to do this with you. This
I
is one for the
know.
books. This is my bucket list.
Right, and if we can make it happen again, we will definitely
Yeah.
do that.
Let's
Next
most
time you're in
definitely
town,
make
we're
it happen
always
again
willing
so
to come
I
back.
can be in studio.
Other daughter.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
the other
Say it.
granddaughter.
If you can't tell.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you
granddaughter.
don't know, now y'all know. So.
Yeah. So
And thank you for
Thank
taking
you.
the chance you did. You know, I couldn't be kind
Of course, we was ready. You was trying
Right.
to be. She was trying to play shy, y'all. But it's
if we
okay.
could keep you here for another
She being
hour so we
coy.
could really
No.
get with the madness, I would.
We need to
But,
have it at the hours.
You
one.
know, we can't. Everything can't be here at this time. You know, so we gotta keep it kind of a little bit.
Right.
But
Till
thank
next
you.
time. Next time we'll have it again. We'll have a recap. We'll have some more things going on. Some more interesting facts to toss around.
Oh,
Who knows? You guys know
yeah.
how we do. We're
Y'all
just here
know.
And,
having conversations.
and next time I'll challenge you too.
Ooh.
Let's
Ooh,
go.
see, now she said it on
Yeah.
camera. Now
I will
it
be in
happened,
studio
y'all.
for
That's
that.
how you know she coming
Let's
for
go.
it.
Right.
She gonna be back.
Right.
She definitely. She gonna be like, and I got a list that I want to talk about next time. She gonna be like, you know what? And there was something else I didn't want. I wanted
Right.
to say that I didn't get to say. But if you do, let us know. And you know what? You could call in too.
Yeah, you
grandmother.
can always
Okay.
call in.
You can always
that's
call
right.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you
Yeah.
could come in on Zoom like he's doing, like on
Right
video
on.
on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Well, me and
Look, you like,
We'll get you up to speed.
yeah, we can figure
So the
it
next
out.
time you're here, it'll all flow together. Even
Yeah,
if
me
you're
and that
virtually here,
telephone.
it'll work itself out. So
yeah, but I have enjoyed it. Thank you.
yes,
Thank you
of
very much.
course. So thank you for being with us. Shout out to Dion in the back for holding it
Yes,
down.
shout out to
Oh,
Dion, the director.
everybody.
Yes,
Take
and JP, even
Yep.
though he was mad silent because he was soaking it all up.
Right.
I'm
He said
just-
he was trying to
yeah.
soak up the game.
Yeah, he
It's
was.
one of those ones.
Right. And to all of you guys watching, of you guys that stuck with us after our little slight interruption, thank you for being here. Per usual, we're here every other Wednesday, first and third Wednesday of the month, 7 p.m. Hopefully sharp, sometimes a little bit late,
Yeah.
but we're here.
You know.
Go ahead
Better
and follow
late than
us
never.
on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram. We still don't have a Twitter,
Facebook.
but we definitely still have Facebook. Hit us with some questions, show us some love, share the video, shout out my grandmother telling her how awesome she was.
Exactly.
And thank you guys for being here. And until next time, well.
Well,
Well, splash. Ah.